My name is Kelsey Roberts, and I make these videos because I believe that America will be in better financial shape when more American households are in better financial shape. I believe a lot of people who aren't in good financial shape just don't know how to thrive financially, and I truly believe that hardworking people deserve to thrive financially. I also believe that this information should be free and easily accessible. That's why I'm making YouTube videos, so you can get your hands on it quickly and easily and for free. So in my last couple of videos we talked about how to calculate taxable income, alright? How much base pay you're going to make for the year. This is how much the IRS is going to want to take a chunk out of. We'll talk about the ins and outs and the intricacies of that later on. I'm going to simplify a lot of pieces of the tax code for you. We're not going to get into that right now, but the thing we're going to talk about right now is just how to figure out basically how much you're going to make for the year, because not only getting ready for tax season, but also just getting ready for the next year and knowing not only how much you're going to make total for the year. It's a good feeling to see how successful you are with your income, but also to see how much you're going to make in each one of these individual months, and how much you can expect to spend, and how you can plan for different life events that are going to happen. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the next substantial piece of income after base pay, which is BAH, is basic allowance for housing if you receive it. It's an excellent allowance. Basically the purpose of BAH is that the military knows that wherever you are, it's assumed that you're only there temporarily because of a military assignment and because of fluctuating housing markets. If this was a fixed amount, say you leave a low cost of living area and move to a high cost of living area, a fixed amount like base pay wouldn't account for the difference in the cost of living. So we have this flexed BAH amount that's really based on the zip code of where you're at, and I'm going to show you how to find that information. So again, go on a quick Google search and look for 2014 BAH rates. Alright, and I'll show you the link that I actually just picked. It's actually the official defensetravel.dod.mil defense calculator. This isn't some about.com stuff. This is the one. So I want to look at next year, and I'm going to use my home of record, and we're going to stay with the Airman Snuffy, or Private Snuffy, or whoever Snuffy is, example of E3, and calculate. So depending on whether or not he has a wife and or kids, his BAH is going to be one of these two numbers. Now we're just going to assume that Snuffy is single, so we're going to call it $978. Hopefully this information gets to Snuffy while he's still single and young and able to make these kinds of decisions and act on them before he has the added responsibility of dependence. So we're going to call $978. $978. Now BAH is not dependent on how many years of service you've been in, but it is dependent on your rank, some rank. So remember, in November, Snuffy achieved the rank of E4. So let's see if there's any difference before we start filling in numbers. So we'll go close this window, put in E4, calculate it, and they're the same. So it's going to be 978 across the board. I have two 978s in there. I'm going to highlight both of them, click on the bottom corner of the box, drag it all the way down, and that's going to be Snuffy's BAH for the year. And remember how we totaled this up. The total is going to be equal to the sum, open parentheses, click on the first number, drag to the last, close parentheses. And that's how much Snuffy's BAH will be for the year. I'm going to put this right there. So the next thing I want to look at is BAS. All right, these are the three main components of your pay. There's going to be different things. You're going to have special pay when you go to a combat zone. You're going to have occasionally, you may have a bonus, but we're just going to look at the stuff that's going to affect you for sure. So the next thing we'll look at is BAS, and BAS is basic allowance for sustenance, how much the DoD, your respective branch of the DoD, really says that it costs to feed you, to keep you fit, healthy, and alive. So actually, fiscal year 2014 BAS rates have not been determined yet as of the day that I do this video. So I've searched for the number. The projected increase, the proposed increase, is 3.4%, and it has been for the last 2 years. Well, the proposed increase. The average of these two is actually 3.4%. So I'm gonna stick with that. This is not a concrete number, but $364.25 is a 3.4% increase over the current BAS rate. I'm going to use that. Wait till those numbers come out if you want to, or ballpark it like I'm doing right now. I'm just showing you how to do the math. The numbers, honestly, they don't matter right now because this guy, he's not real. So what did I say that number was? 364.25. Okay, 364.25. Oh, and again, I'm putting in a long string. I'll put these two numbers in there the same, because if I didn't, it would be 364.26, 364.27. It's just something Excel, so I'll lock it in by putting in 2, and I'll drag it down again. 364.25. And here's something neat that I didn't show you before. So I'm going to copy, just the same way I copied those, but I'm going to copy this. And it's going to copy it, but it's going to change. So instead of adding up this row, it's going to add up this row. Just a neat little Excel trick. And there it is. And if you look, D2 to D13, D2 to D13, it's all in there. Okay, so base pay, 24 and some change. BAH, 11 and some change. BAS, 43.71. And then I'm going to add all of these up. Equal sum. Open parentheses, close parentheses, enter. So Snuffy, as an E3, is going to make $40,128.17 minus taxes on this year. And Snuffy can decide. And actually, I'm going to take this even a step further, because I talked about this before. I want to show you how to do it. Okay, I'm going to do this cell equals the sum of these three things. 1, 2, 3, and enter. All right, so this is how much he's going to make in January. All right, I'm going to take that, I'm going to drag it all the way down, and it's going to copy all the way. And you see, you got a little pay bump in June, a little pay bump in July, a little pay bump in November, and a little bit of pay bump in December. And so Snuffy can say, okay, in January I'm going to make this much. All right, and I can expect by the end of the year $300 a month, alright, ish, after taxes. We're going to cover that later on, alright, but by the end of the year I can expect a $300 a month, just about $298 a month increase in the amount of money that I can spend. So I can use that on cost of living expense. I can raise my quality of life. I can raise the amount of money that I put into retirement. I can raise the amount of money that I give to charity. I can raise the amount of money that I use to start bonfires. It doesn't matter. He can plan on that, though. See, if you're living week to week, paycheck to paycheck, and you're only thinking about the next 2 weeks worth of pay that you're about to get, or maybe to the end of the month, and you're not looking and you're not anticipating, well, Snuffy can upgrade his phone plan. Snuffy can potentially buy a car, and he can plan on doing that by the end of the year. You say, okay, I can get ready, things of that nature. So it's just something to think about in a way that you can add it. Just remember, you can add it up, total it up in this, total it up in this, and then total these up here, and this is your monthly income. And you can look in it, and it just feels good to see, especially for these young guys that come in, and it may be you. when you're young, 17, 18, 19 years old, and you've never made this much money before. It feels really good to be able to see that represented in actual numbers, that I'm going to make $40,000 this year. It feels really good, and I hope that I've given you a sense of that. Moving forward, we're going to start looking at how we can plan how much is going to be taken out of this. I'm going to take some of the fear and some of the anxiety out of the tax code, and I hope that you stick around for that. I hope that it's something that you want to maybe find something out about. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.